name's Artemis, obviously, and this week I thought we would do things just a little bit differently. You see, I've gone on at length talking about how cute feet are and how nice it is to have soft, clean feet that are all soft and lovely. But I've not really gone into too much detail on how to get your feet to that amazing standard that all good feet deserve to be at. So I thought, screw it, let's do just that. Now, first off, before we get to things like skincare and pedicure routines and shit like that, you want to take a good look at your footwear because that actually has a big impact on the state of your feet. If you're wearing high-impact and low-supported footwear, things like high heels and flats, Converses, that sort of thing, that don't really have an awful lot of protection or arch support, then you're going to see a lot of issues. And that might not just be to your feet. I mean, the feet are the basis for your entire body, so that can affect things like your knees, your hips, your back and spine, which is why I always make sure that the fleshy shithead is wearing hiking boots, because I'm sick and tired of that 6'5" fucker moaning about knee and back pain. Shoes need to fit right, not pinching toes, all that sort of stuff. It's the same sort of thing you were sort of shown in childhood, which is unfortunately where a lot of these issues can develop. If you have things like hammer toes and bunions, then that's going to be the sort of thing you need to seek medical attention for, because you can't really fix that at home, but you can take measures to make your life a bit more comfortable in that situation. Also, maybe when it comes to high heels, just don't wear them at all, okay? Because that's just fucking horrible. Putting all the pressure into forcing your toes into a point, no wonder your fucking feet hurt. Jesus, just cut that shit out. They don't even look good. Obviously, your footwear habits have a big impact on the health and, well, structure of your feet as well, and as I'm sure we are all very aware, I am a very big supporter of wearing slippers. They keep your feet warm, they keep them clean from dust and shit on the floor, they keep them healthy in the terms that you're not stubbing your toes every 5 seconds or slicing up the sole of your foot from something that's just randomly on the floor. So yes, definitely when you're at home, I cannot recommend big, fluffy, cute, plushy slippers more. You need to fucking wear them, it's good for you. As for the basics, like the skincare of the soles of your feet, that's actually pretty damn easy and, well, let's talk about it now. There are literally dozens of different ways that you can go about making the soles of your feet all baby soft and cute and lovely. You can use things like the baby foot peel pack, which kills off the dead skin and it peels off over the course of a week or so, which might be a little bit disgusting for some people, but hey, the results are actually pretty impressive. You can do things like go and actually have a professional spa pedicure, but that's obviously going to cost money. There's even people who use like olive oil and salt scrubs to remove the dead skin, exfoliation and shit like that. There's loads and loads and loads of different ways that you can manage that yourself. There's so many that I can't even name all of them. But there is a method that I have sworn by for a decade, because I've been doing it for a decade and has worked wonders for me. So, fuck it, let's just go over that, shall we? Because, I mean, that's what I know. Step 1, soak and clean the feet. Obviously, you can't really start taking care of your feet if they're fucking dirty, so soak them, get them all nice and clean. I tend to do this when I'm in the bath, because you can have like a cup of tea and watch Netflix and shit and have a good chill out time whilst it takes like the 20 minutes or so for your feet to get properly softened. Step 2, gently exfoliate the skin on your feet with a pumice stone, which are actually pretty easy to come by. It's like volcanic rock that's got all the little holes in it, it floats and shit. Just gentle circular motions. I tend to use a silica one because that's just what my shop sells. And that will gently remove away the excess/dead skin from your feet. Sounds fucking lovely, doesn't it? Not disgusting in any way. You do need to be very careful when you're doing this. It is very easy to get carried away or just not realize exactly how much you're taking off. So small amounts and very gently, very slowly. If the skin begins to get red or you feel sore, stop. You might have gone too far. You don't really want to do that. That fucking hurts. But do pay close attention to the high pressure areas of your feet, such as the heels, the ballers of your feet. Some people have it on like the outside instep part, the little bit on the big toe. That's where you're likely going to be carrying a lot of the pressure and weight with your footsteps. So that's exactly where you want to be paying attention to. Step 3, use a foot file to smooth the feet. Now, the pumice stone is sort of like the groundwork, the preliminary exfoliation. It takes off the excess, but it still can leave them a bit dry and rough. I mean, that's a very abrasive action, so you need to take care after that. You want to use a good foot file, which is basically like sandpaper on a stick, which will smooth off the results and give you that perfect baby soft texture that you're really looking for. Again, you're going to want to do this when the feet are wet. That lessens the damage that you're doing to your skin because it is kind of damaging what you're doing. If you were to use a pumice stone and a foot file on dry skin, then fucking ouch. First of all, it's gonna hurt. Second of all, it's gonna take a lot longer and a lot more effort. And thirdly, you're gonna dry out your skin. Like, the whole reason the soles of your feet build up calluses is because of pressure points and friction. Well, if you're using this stuff dried and you are creating pressure points and friction and basically telling your skin, protect yourself against this shit, kind of counterproductive. Step 4, moisturize. Obviously, get out of the bath and dry your feet or whatever you've been doing, but dry your feet, make sure they're good and dry because you don't really want to get into things with moisture and shit. And moisturize them lovingly. That means use a decent amount, don't go sparingly. I'm not saying like drench your fucking feet in them, but enough, really. I swear by this one, CCS Swedish foot cream. I've been using that for literally a decade, and it is the absolute best. You can use whatever you like, whatever you can find, but tend to stick to things that have things like cocoa butter, shea butter, and urea and whatnot in them. If you've got paraffin or forms of alcohol in there, excuse me, then that's going to lead to drying the skin out over long term, and that's really not very good. That is something that I learned with like face creams and shit. Sometimes they put those ingredients in to make you keep buying this shit. So make sure you actually read the label, otherwise you could end up using that shit forever and your feet don't actually get any better. Step 5, cover the feet with socks. Now, this is obviously going to feel a bit weird. You've just rubbed on cream onto your feet, and you know that's already potentially a strange situation for a lot of people. And then putting socks on is going to feel quite odd to begin with. It is the kind of thing that you will get used to, and it is most definitely worth it. It does help the feet absorb the moisturizer and let the moisturizer do its work. Plus, you can't exactly cream up your feet and then go walking about, because then you're going to have like footprints all over the place. And if you've got lino floors, you're going to fall flat on your face, which, as hilarious as it is probably not advisable. Now, obviously, if you want to go a step further, I would say that you want to wear slippers as well for that added bit of comfort and warmth. I do tend to find that the feet are more receptive to absorbing the moisturizer when they are warm and cozy, so that will definitely help you out with that. And then plus, you're also wearing slippers, and that is a guaranteed plus. That's basically it. I mean, you want to sort of leave your feet like that for like 20 minutes, an hour or so it has a good chance of working in. And yeah, that's it. You've got good feet now, and that is definitely a good thing. Now, this routine for me is about a weekly thing. Sometimes I don't need to go as often. For some people who are potentially heavier, not to throw aspersions at people, might need to do it a little bit more often, or just more often to begin with, to sort of get your feet to standard. Some people who are a lot lighter might not need to do it quite so often because, I mean, their feet aren't going to be that damaged as they walk around normally, and some people might just be a one and done, you lucky bastards. One extra thing I do want to talk about is nail care. I mean, a lot of people tend to have problems with toenails and fungal infections, at least from the dickheads I see wearing flip-flops in this shithole town. Obviously, that sort of thing spreads like wildfire, so if you're like the sort of person that goes to a swimming pool or a gym, make sure you're wearing flip-flops, sandals, something like that to protect. It's all spread through contact and moisture, so you want to be extra careful that you're not going to pick that shit up, because as soon as you pick it up, you can spread it to the rest of your household just by walking around barefoot or even in the shower, or sharing footwear, which is honestly disgusting. But yes, when it comes to actually maintaining the nails, you want to make sure you cut them straight, not rounded, okay? Like, when your fingernails, you tend to sort of, you cut round the shape and it's fine. You can't do that with toenails at all. That is literally going to give yourself an ingrown toenail, and that shit really fucking hurts, okay? Gets infected really quick as well. But there you have it. There's me finally talking about the foot care routine and giving examples and shit like that. The way that you treat your feet, I think, is very important. A lot of people tend to just sort of ignore them at the end of their legs and whatnot, but I mean, as soon as you get a problem with your foot, you injure it, you cut it or something, you realise how fucking difficult it is to move around, because they are vital. They are masterpieces of biological engineering, and they deserve a little bit of love and attention, really. I mean, the amount I see people walking around barefoot or just in socks, not really giving a shit, and I mean, that's going to have an effect. You see people complaining about fucking back pain. I'm like, well, you're wearing shit shoes that you bought for £3. No fucking wonder. But I hope this helps a lot of people. I hope you don't find it too disgusting that I spent an entire little segment here talking about feet, but fuck it, I wanted to make a video like this, so I did. That is the beauty of my freedom. Hope it helps you. I hope people that actually use this method find that it is nicer having clean, soft feet, and it helpfully tries to destroy that image that people find feet disgusting, because they're not. They can be, but just like any part of your body, if you don't take care of it. Practice good hygiene, you smelly fucks. God.